Alright, so by now everybody has already heard that Pixie weapons are OP. There's a bunch of different videos on them. I'm going to show you how to absolutely wreck 35, and I don't even have all the proper gear yet. Of course, the main part is going to be your Pixie gun. Hopefully you have a volatile. Honestly, I think you can get by with a chaotic. I got this from my friend, Nitrous. Thank you very much, bro. I just use these for enchantments. I never use these guns. I use this one to stack my high thread count, but other than that I don't use it. Don't use that at all. Just using them all for the buffs, all the enchantments. So essentially, start out with this, just damage. This one is Barrage, Rate of Fire. Your Rate of Fire actually affects your pixies, and it gets pretty cracked out. Damage, extra damage, and my mushroom won't die as much, so he can run around and res me. More damage. Essentially, spell damage is going to be your bread and butter for the build. Companion damage is also nice. You want these two rings. Ward is not full. Not full ward. We want to be playing with 0 ward. But you do want these in spell damage and hopefully with some spell crit or spell crit damage. I've been farming for one all day today and all night, but I still haven't got my hands on any decent ones. You're going to be using Cursed Wit. Cursed Wit, 100% damage increase. Big ol' reload speed. And you get a little bit of damage reduction with it. And the enchantment on it is one of my bigger enchantments. Whenever I reload, I gain a charge of Barrage. I'm reloading all the time, just to be able to spawn the pixies out. And with my high rate of fire right now, they disappear pretty quick. Got this, which actually could be better with Spell Shot instead of Spore Warden on there. That'd be much, much better, and hopefully some all damage or something like that. But this basically just ensures that our companion is going to be critting all the time, because you already get 50% from the build. And I only have a purple here, because I have not been able to find exactly what I want with a legendary so far. The main thing is you want that high thread count. You want that buff on the left. That gives you an extra 3 stacks of high thread count. The movement speed on the right side is nice. I could live without it. And I have extra movement speed on it, and all damage, and companion damage. Absolutely massive for the build. Then Buffmeister. I know a lot of people like other spells, it's whatever. My build is built around Frost for the most part, but you'll see that I don't have much Frost damage put into my build yet, and I'm going to be starting to do that pretty soon. So that's the items that we're going to be using. You could put this in there if you want to melee more. I like having this just because the buff on it. Spell cooldown, action skill cooldown, and movement speed. I have a fuckload of movement speed. I can run all the way across the map. I can run right in front of enemies, but I'm too fast for them to touch me. This makes it so you can just keep on picking up gold piles and you can keep on sneaking around without getting shot. Because we have to be close for the Cursed Wit to be working. And we also don't have an overshield, so kind of got to be a little bit more careful. But with the damage output, I don't think my pets ever had to revive me. Usually as soon as you go down, something else dies. For skills, we're going to be using Barrage, because we have a lot of enchantments that proc off Barrage. Companion damage, companion, extra gun damage, which goes into your companion as well. This was just a spare point, pretty much, because I don't need the action skill cooldown, because I'm resetting it all the time with a reload. You could do without this, but I like having my mushroom around to pick me up. Sometimes I'll kill myself on purpose. Well, not kill myself, but knock myself to be able to get that extra 15% buff from him, which is nice. More damage for the companion. And this was pretty much a spare point. It's the last point that I had left over from all the spell shot that I needed. I used to have that maxed out. Because we're casting Barrage all the time, it's nice to have that debuff, and it's a good duration on it too. But the biggest things are coming from the spell shot tree. We got all of our companion damage over here, which is great. Spellweaving. We can now get that up to 11 stacks. you get an extra 110% spell damage just off of that. Massive. And the reason that we get the extra percent, we have 1 point in here, right? Then we get an extra point from our class item. The other massive point of damage is Double Knot. Double Knot has been bugged. They recently fixed it in the patch. This actually applies to your Fear Not Pixies. That bonus damage applies to your Fear Not Pixies, which is insane. And it'll be boosted off of frost damage too. If you have any enchantments with frost by 30% on action, I think it is, or the 50% when action is running. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, fire rate, huge. We're getting 11 stacks, right? That's 44% extra fire rate. Absolutely, it's big. Spell cooldown, just so I can cast Buffmeister more often. I do have 2 cast on my Buffmeister, so I can pretty much have it up whenever I want it, or whenever I feel like I need it. Crit hit chance, that actually applies to the Fear Not Pixie as well. And the big thing is we do not take Mage Armor, because we do not want ward. We want to stay at 0 ward so we maximize our damage off the 2 rings and the shield. We want to make sure that we get that extra damage out of there. Because those specifically, when your ward's not full, it doubles the effect. And what that means is the effect of the ring. So that companion damage goes up to 34.2 per ring. That's why I should have spell damage on here, double that, and it would just feed like crazy in this build. Need the extra spell damage right there. But I'm only going to do it if I can get the ward is not full with them. So no shield. No. This, glass cannon. We're going to completely rock them. Shout out to Grin on YouTube. I originally found this build from him, technically. Well, no, from a Reddit post. But I got a companion weapon when I was level 14, and my buddy said it was great. So I decided to run with it, and I used that weapon until I was level 38. And I started slowly replacing it with better and better pixies. But Grin on YouTube was a huge influence, and there was a Reddit thread from JonTheBasedGodd. And I kind of threw in my own stuff and tweaked everything around a little bit.
Thanks for the reload, idiot!
You're pretty much only using your pixies. You don't have much downtime other than your cooldowns.
My brain!
Not much downtime
Only
at all.
sharper!
This is going to be pure pixie damage. At the end of the run, I can show you that everything that I'm doing is going to be frost. So what we want to do, stack up our spell right now. If you look at the bottom, you can see it stacking up. Time it out. This is on 35. And as you can see, you don't really... You don't really need accuracy for this to work because the pixies are essentially...
Spell slots are ready! Hot out the oven! Hey.
Let's see how you handle it.
And all that damage, look at my shield. My shield's still up. So I don't even have the access to that 100% thing. What we're going to do is get hit by something. Now we're going to leave. I'm not even looking at it. Everything's falling. Already gone. Toss again and walk away. That's really all you got to do. The pixies will actually fly through the walls to go into the ship. It's insane.
Unleash hell!
buffs that you're going to want to pick up and actually spend your coin on are going to be spell damage. That's going to be giving you the biggest boost. This is going to be pretty massive as well.
Oh, don't look so surprised!
See that crackhead speed once we get some gold? Beautiful. I don't even have Buffmeister going right
now. Can't wait to throw some spells!
Gun damage and elemental damage is pretty good. Elemental I'd pick over gun if you have to choose. The only reason I'm not getting both is this isn't progression for me anymore. I'd rather have progression. Even if you don't hit anything with your barrage, you're still getting those extra fire, the fire rate ones.
He didn't beg. Got that going
Just throw
for
it out,
you.
even if there's no enemies on it. Even if you miss, it's still gonna affect your pixies. Cross map pretty quickly with this build too, which is nice. The mob density is not, even after the patch, I don't think the mob density is that good. Don't get me wrong, it's a phenomenal game. I'm super happy with a lot of the changes that they've made. And just the game itself, the idea is beautiful and hilarious, and everything that is behind it, with a nice fresh twist. My only big gripe would have to be the leaderboards. Even though I'm cruising like this, I still only get top 40% because I am not modding and I don't have a bunch of shit. You know, a bunch of modding. I'm running around with 1000% speed and invincible.
I'll take that! Like wheat before the sun! Ready to cast!
Absolutely lock into it. Worst case scenario, if you get down, I don't know if you saw the name, it's Lesser Pixie, he doesn't do the damage with big voice, but he does give me a revive, so I feel like I'm keeping him around, you know?
Forgotten before they hit the ground! Worms won't go hungry tonight.
And this guy, I'm not going to do great damage on because he's frost resistant. The fact that I can get
You tell them I'm coming. Oh, you carry a coin. I don't kill for
I used to have
free.
to keep a rocket launcher
At
on
least you're some
and a ring of
use.
arrows whenever I came across the frost. Just big damage buffs and kind of
Simple geometry.
But again, this is completely breezing through a 35, and I don't even have the gear that I want, the gear that would benefit me the most. And for people that don't like playing as dangerously as this, you can still use the ward build, you know? You just gotta swap out the rings for when ward is full, and then swap out the shield. Or not the shield, it's the necklace. It's the necklace. Whenever you cast Barrage, it gives you...
That's more like
Pretty good,
it.
but I do like getting that extra 100% damage from it. And I like to play fast and rough.
No magic left.
always find remedies. The easiest remedy I've found, because I used to use the rain of arrows, and it would kill me half the time. Find a nice little fire. Keep yourself warm. There's a bunch of health kits around if you need them. If you do a little bit too much damage to yourself. But if you down yourself and your pet picks you up, it gives you full shield, so you don't want to down yourself. You just want to get that blue bar off.
Oi! Thanks for that! Never send a corpse to do a killer's job. Let's make this interesting! Dying ain't my style.
Just can tell dying doesn't last long as you have a big scout. Thank you. Other than, I have had it happen on a boss fight, which is why I set up a couple farm runs, where I'll jump into some purple shit after the boss is dead, and my pet's also down, and I can't climb out. It's the little ledge where those 3 bosses are. And that purple crap. We'll see in a minute. I can't remember his name. Ah, shit, we got shield.
What have you done? What bombs?
Even though I had shield on in that first one, so we were losing like
Ready to bring the arcane pain!
and then all that bonus companion damage, an extra 34% companion damage we lost by having our shields on. So you kind of want to be cautious of that and be cautious of your stats too, because they're down at the bottom. Usually if I see myself get to a 9 or something, I'll swap over. Even if there's no enemies around, just gonna reload it. And if you're having trouble conserving mana, or ammo, it's good to have this guy ready to reload. So now if you can reload,
This world's no place for the weak.
if I need a quick reload without wasting all my physical ammo, I just... Nope.
No one gets
Don't
rid
run
of me
into it.
that easy.
Don't run into it like fucking idiot. There's no... Oh, I'm backwards. I must have missed one. And we're not going to do those little mini bosses right now. I don't want to waste the time, but the dude's already the explanation. Could attack the statue and get
Fully stop. Dodge this. I've got all the magic I need.
See that gold pickup speed right there? 30% movement speed just from picking up some gold. My shield. Fire. Burn me.
Still time to run the other way.
I'm Oh, the one downside that I do have with this build, you can't really do too much from max range. Like the guy that spawns in the back, I can't really do too much from that closer. So I might incorporate a sniper later if there's a decent frost sniper. Preemptive, you know he's going down, so
I made a meaner stuff than that. Bad luck or bad choices. Dead all the same.
Oh no, my shroom's down. The crappy part about the pixies is they keep on
Now that's the good stuff.
keep the noise at 1 HP.
Thanks for the one-up.
Damage is going to be nerfed. Still great damage for not having it all there. Again, this build can be improved upon. There's a bunch of extra damage you can get out of it, or if you want more safety, you can do that too. And just to gripe a little bit, I don't care if people mod or anything. Please don't take it to the leaderboards, or hopefully they find a way to separate it out, because it doesn't matter. I ended a run with 9.5 hours, 40%. I finished a run at like 13, 12 minutes, and it's still like 40%. It's ridiculous. But all your kills, right? Pistol kills, spell kills, frost kills. They're all incorporated together. Before I tied in the knot, whatever that knot, I'll look at it after this. Before I put the knot in there, the pistol kills never showed up. The spell kills never showed up. But now that they're all synergized together and all working off each other, they pop up. Before, it only showed me frost kills. But this, double knot, insane damage boost, and it makes you want to put every ounce of spell power on that you possibly can. So like this again, I should have this in spell shot for the damage, not spore warden, or maybe some extra added damage on it as well. And these need to be spell damage with the same rings essentially. Or if you want to play with ward, you use the with ward 100% ones. And to go over it real quick again, enchantments are going to be reload, barrage. You're reloading all the time. Gun damage affects your pet. Honestly, I might be able to change that to frost for more damage. I'll test that out later. Spell damage, of course, hugest thing in your build. All damage applies to you, applies to your pets. Activating barrage, fire rate is huge, huge, huge for the pixies. Fire rate is so slept on right now. So I don't want 5 in that too. That extra 44%. And then we got damage. And companion crit hit, just to make sure they're critting 100% of the time. Alright. Hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit.